A foster mother, Crystal Starling, faced a lose-lose proposition after officers raided her Rochester, New York apartment in October 2020. And get this is my favorite thing, and took all the cash they could find in her house. I love that. I love it when they do that. That's great. It's so American, you know? That's great. They didn't charge her with anything. Starling's choices were simple. She could pay more than half of the seized amount to an attorney to help her fight back, or she could settle out of court and split her money with 50-50 with law enforcement. Are you kidding me?
I swear.
How about no? Neither option made sense, considering Starling had done nothing wrong. She was not convicted. She was not only was she not convicted, she wasn't arrested. She wasn't charged. Nobody even accused her of any wrongdoing. So Starling chose a third option. She tried to represent herself. Despite her best efforts, she never got her day in court. She was caught in a procedural maze. She missed a filing deadline and lost her chance to testify. God, it sucks. The ordeal started when Rochester police arrived at her apartment in the middle of the night with a warrant because they suspected her then boyfriend of dealing drugs. Starling was home at the time with her then boyfriend and grandnephew, a child who relies on Starling as his primary caretaker and legal guardian. Grandnephew? How old is this person? Starling's then boyfriend was criminally charged but acquitted after a jury found insufficient evidence that he had done anything wrong.
Okay, so any chance that this money was connected to something illegal has been found?
It's out there. It's gone. That's over. Yet, even after the verdict, DEA held on to $8,040 taken from Starling's apartment, including $550 taken from the pocket of a pair of Starling's pants. So they went through her drawers, they went through her stuff, they went through her pants.
Oh my gosh.
The entire amount belonged to Starling, not her then boyfriend. And she was planning to use the cash to convert her hot dog stand into a food truck. Yet the DEA sought to keep the money permanently using civil forfeiture, a process that allows law enforcement agencies to take ownership of assets without establishing anything beyond a reasonable doubt. They don't have to establish anything, in fact, let alone beyond a reasonable doubt. Civil asset forfeiture happens outside the criminal justice system. So property owners have no right to a public defender. Are you kidding me? They must hire their own lawyer, and the cost often exceeds the amount of the money seized.
Madness.
This is despicable.
Yep.
Once civil forfeiture is complete, the federal government keeps at least 20% of the proceeds, local agencies get up to 80%, and property owners get zero.
Wow.
It's a win-win-lose proposition. The government wins, the local government wins, but the owner of the actual money loses. Rather than accept the violation of her rights, she took her case to the Second U.S. Court of Appeals. Our public interest law firm, the Institute for Justice, signed on to represent her for free. Oh, nice. On April 6th. If Starling wins, we don't know yet, she'll get a chance to appear before a judge at the trial court level, something that should happen in every single case before the government deprives a person of property. Unfortunately, what happened to Starling is, as we all know, not isolated. It's normal now. Policing for Profit, a 2020 report from the Institute for Justice, finds that forfeiture cases go uncontested nearly 80% of the time. I can't believe that. Wow.
I mean, that could never happen in America, though.
Yeah, this is all happening in America. Basic math provides the most obvious explanation. The median forfeiture value at the state level is $1,276, well below the typical cost to hire an attorney. It's not worth it to them. Mm-hmm. So they confiscate $1,200 or $1,500, and it's just not worth it to fight for. So they just get it. That's all. It's just a money-making proposition. especially for the local agency. Despicable. And then every once in a while they score really big and get 80,000 or 100,000 or 400,000 or $1 million, or in the case of the FBI and that vault in Los Angeles, millions of dollars. Yeah, you just take everybody's property in the vault and then you got to battle for it for the next 5 years. Guilt or innocence is irrelevant.
This is evil. How could you be a part of the system?
People who do nothing lose by default, while those who speak up often lose on technicalities.
Yep.
How is this going on in America? How is this allowed to happen? It's absolutely unconstitutional. It's completely clear that that's unconstitutional. It violates the Fourth Amendment. How can we continue to do this? I can't. I just can't believe it. And yet it keeps happening.
Yep.
And we don't know about her, whether she's going to get her money back or not. It's unbelievable. And it was only $8,000, but that's all she had. $8,000 to try to convert the her little hot dog thing into a hot dog truck, a food truck, instead of a little vending area. Jeez. Well, I hope the government's proud of themselves.
I don't know how Americans, how we're keeping this thing together with these kind of laws in place. And then we ignore half the laws. The government ignores half the laws in the Constitution. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're still hanging on here. Woo.
I mean, we are ignoring the U.S. Constitution. That is so obviously unconstitutional. I don't understand how they keep getting away with it over and over and over and over again. Billions of dollars in the last few years. It's like over $20 billion in the last 5 or 6 years that they've confiscated from Americans, hardworking Americans. Mm-hmm. And in almost every case, they're not charged with anything because they don't care. Once they have the money, they don't care if you've done anything wrong or not. They couldn't care less.
This nation still exists because Americans are such good people. And because despite these insane abuses by this government, and governments on every level in this country, we just continue to plug along as best we can.
And we remain loyal. Mm-hmm. We're still loyal subjects. But that's what we're becoming, is subjects, not citizens anymore. We're subjected to their tyranny. So, congratulations. Jeez, it's incredible. The fact that this story keeps coming up over and over and over and over again. How many stories have we had on civil asset forfeiture? There's a reason it's a geode of this show. Because it happens all the time, and it is so egregious. Jeez. People who have clearly, not only have they not done anything wrong, they're not even accused of doing anything wrong. And still, these law enforcement agencies can take their money. How can that be? Yeah, we don't think you did anything wrong, but we see the $8,000 and we want it. So we're just going to take it. And you should probably not bother with it because you got to pay for your own lawyer.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? That's what they say. They have such contempt for us. It's just,
they do. What are you going to do about it? Nothing, because I can't afford to. I can't afford to do anything. Unfortunately, there are some agencies, some lawyers who will take this on for free just because they're good people and they believe in the Constitution and they're going to help people out with it. Jeez.